Hi, my name is Kira and welcome to my channel. I have just about nothing to do this weekend. I have nowhere to go. I have no one to see. The only thing I have to take care of is to do a little bit of work for my grad school class, but I don't even think that's gonna take me that long. The weather's gonna be beautiful, and I think all of that is a perfect recipe to just read this weekend. So I've been thinking a little bit about what I'm gonna be reading. My current audiobook is The Girl in the Spider's Web by Devid Lagercrantz. This is the fourth book in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. However, the author is a different author than the author who wrote the first three books. The first three books were written by Steig Larsson, and unfortunately, Steig Larsson passed away before he could finish the series. So this author, Devid Lagercrantz, he wrote 3 more books in the series, so this is the 4th one. There's also 5 and 6. I have been listening to this on audiobook a little bit all week. I think right now I'm about 30% into it, so I'll keep you updated as the weekend goes. I also have just started They Never Learn by Layne Fargo, and I'm only a little bit into it, so I'm not really sure where it's going yet. I'm definitely going to finish this book over the weekend, so stay tuned for my review for this book. And then the 3rd book I'm gonna start is Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I just learned about this book from Books and Lala's latest video where she predicts what the newest entry in series are gonna be, and she guesses what their title and what their covers are gonna look like, and she predicted the 3rd one in this series, but I had never heard of it before that video, and I thought it sounded really interesting and funny. It's a mystery thriller book where Finlay Donovan is an author, but she gets mistaken for a hitman and she accidentally gets hired to be a hitman. So I'm interested in it. I hope it's not too quirky, but I'm interested in how it turns out. So I'm gonna start this one as soon as I finish They Never Learn. This one will be next. Definitely gonna finish They Never Learn probably on Saturday. I don't know if I will finish Finlay Donovan is Killing It on Sunday or not yet. It is Friday afternoon. It is just after 4 o'clock. I'm home from work, changed out of my work clothes, and now I'm in a cozy lounging outfit, and I am so excited to head up to the roof deck of my apartment. My roof deck is probably my favorite place in the entire world to read books, and I'm very excited to go up there. But I'm also a little bit nervous because last weekend was the first real spring day in Boston, and when I went up to the roof deck, it was basically a roof bar. I live in an apartment building with a lot of units and a lot of people, and it was kind of a vibe. It was like a good time. It just wasn't a good time for reading. So I'm hoping it isn't even 5 yet. I'm hoping that there won't be a lot of people up there. And I stopped at the corner store on my way home. I got carrot cake Oreos, so I'm gonna bring these with me and see how I feel about them. I've never tried them before. And the book I'm reading right now is They Never Learn by Layne Fargo. I'm a little bit into the book so far, not a whole lot. Right now we're reading from 2 perspectives. We are reading from Scarlett, who is a professor at a New England university. She's a literature professor, and she kills men who have hurt or sexually assaulted women. So she's a really interesting character. And then the second perspective is a freshman named Carly, I think her name is. Yes, her name is Carly. And she's a little bit socially awkward. She feels pretty uncomfortable. And we know she has a strained relationship with her father. And right now in the book, we're kind of just following her as she gets to know her roommate. The blurb on the back of the book says that Carly and her roommate develop a really close friendship, and then something happens to her roommate. So I predict that the 2 main characters, Scarlett and Carly, are probably going to work together to extract some vengeance on some men, and I am kind of excited to see it. So I'm super excited and off to the roof. Okay, I think I'm here early enough that no one is out here yet, at least on my lower deck. So I'm kind of excited to see. Hopefully no one's on the upper deck either. It's not even 5 yet. So I guess everyone else isn't done with work yet. So let's see. So there is no one else on the roof deck yet, and I imagine it's going to be slowly filling up as the evening goes on. But right now I'm the only person out here. There are some people on their balcony a little bit to the side of me, so I feel a little bit weird about vlogging in front of them, but I'm excited to try these Oreos and enjoy the view. All right, carrot cake Oreos. They really do taste like carrot cake. They're pretty dry. The frosting is like really good cream cheese frosting. If you like cream cheese frosting, you will like the carrot cake Oreos. It's the ice cream truck. I just got back in from the roof. I was up there for just under 2 hours, and somehow I was the only person on the roof for almost that entire time. But in the last 20 minutes, the roof really started to fill up, and there were grills on the roof, and people were starting to make burgers and grilled dinners, and it was smelling really good, and it was starting to make me really hungry. So I left, forgot too hungry, and had a chance to talk myself out of cooking and trying a new recipe tonight. But I got pretty far in the book. I think I read probably close to 100 pages. That's where I am right now. Not quite right in the middle. I am on chapter 26, page 126. So there's still the two main characters, Carly, the college freshman, and Scarlett, the literature professor, and they haven't crossed paths yet. Well, actually, Scarlett just walked past Carly and her roommate on the street, but other than that, they haven't crossed paths. Carly's plotline is a little bit boring right now. Basically, she's getting to know her roommate Allison, and they're starting to have like a close relationship together and being friends, and there's like a low-key gay vibe between them, so who knows what's gonna happen there. They just came out to each other as bi, and she dyed her hair, and it's really interesting. They are on their way to a party, which we know from the back of the book that something bad's gonna happen at this party to Allison, Carly's roommate. So I'm interested to see what happens, although I can make a pretty solid guess on what's gonna happen. And then other than that, we kind of just had some vibes that like Carly and her dad have issues, and there's like a few hints throughout the book as to what that is. Again, I feel like we could guess that it has something to do with SA, since so much of Scarlett's plotline is all about SA and like weird perverted guys. So on Scarlett's plotline, she's a literature professor at the school, and she is applying for, I think it's a fellowship abroad in London, where the person who gets the fellowship gets to work with all of these letters from this famous historical author. She is applying for it because that's what her research is about. But then she finds out that another man who is another professor on the campus and also a literature professor, he is also applying to this same fellowship, and he has like all of these ins with all the people running the fellowship. And Scarlett thinks that his reason to want the fellowship is kind of not a great reason, especially compared to her work. And also the professor who is applying for the fellowship is like really skeezy and sleazy. He's hitting on his female students and is always hitting on the professor and all of the other women in the book. So Scarlett is taking it upon herself to plot his murder. And so that's what's happening right now in the book. She is on his way to his house to kill him. And that's where we are right now. So it's been a little bit slow so far, but it's not been too long of a read. And I think it's about to really pick up. It's a little bit cheesy so far. Some of the lines are a little bit cringy, but if there are some good twists in this book, if it's not going the way I'm expecting it's going, I think it's gonna be really great. I just feel like everything so far is really predictable. So hopefully it's not actually predictable. I'm trying a new recipe. It's this creamy chicken dish. It's basically just a little bit of chicken and a lot of different herbs like rosemary, thyme, parsley, salt, pepper, all that jazz. And then in the cream, it's just heavy cream and Parmesan. I put in extra Parmesan because I want it to be extra cheesy. And I also put in a bunch of onions and peppers and mushrooms. And it looks like what the online recipe is supposed to look like. So I hope it tastes good because I've never made it before. Here is a bowl of the finished product. It's all right. I topped it with more parm and I ended up leaving it on the stove longer than the recipe called for because I just wasn't sure that chicken was cooked all the way. It's definitely cooked now, but now I actually feel like some of the pieces are overcooked. It's fine. I should have taken the time to flatten out all the pieces of chicken to make them all equal size, but you live, you learn. The sauce is really liquidy, but really good. I mean, it's just cream and Parmesan cheese and then some nice spices. I feel like I should use the spice mix more. So I cleaned my whole apartment, then I watched a little bit of YouTube, some cozy booktube videos. Then I went in the shower and I cleaned myself. Then I came back into the bedroom and I got it all cozy with my candles lit, ready for some reading time. And I read about 25 more pages and I'm gonna keep reading now. I'm a little bit closer to halfway almost. And a twist just dropped and I was not expecting it. And I feel very bamboozled, but I don't feel lied to. I'm not gonna say anything on it right now, but I'm very happy with this twist and it makes me very excited to keep reading the book. I think I'm probably going to finish this book at some point tomorrow. But that's it for today. I'm just gonna read till I fall asleep and then pick it up tomorrow. Good morning, it is 6:45 and I'm ready to start my day. I've got all my morning liquids right in front of me. I've got a big ice water, got an oat milk matcha, and I also have a giant smoothie. This is a vanilla protein powder, banana mango strawberry smoothie with oat milk. And I made it kind of thick today. It was a little bit tricky in the blender. But I'm sitting at my desk now. I'm ready to get some Saturday work done. I'm in grad school, so I have to do a lot of work for my grad school class today. I haven't looked at the assignment yet, so I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but I will be here at this desk until I finish it. But before I do that, I'm gonna do my little DIY morning pages. I like to write down things I'm grateful for, and then I also like to set some goals for the day. So trying to figure out what the rest of the day is gonna look like. I'm gonna do grad school work. I wanna write, I wanna read, and I definitely want to exercise and also get out of the house today. I just feel like the weekends are a lot better if I make time to get out of the house. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do out of the house because I've got nothing to do, but I'll think of something. So it is 10:05 right now and I've just finished all of my grad school work for the week. The class was a lot easier than I thought it would. It only took me about an hour and a half to do the project. And then after I finished, I went ahead and I wrote a Medium article because I write and I post on Medium every single day to work on my writing skills. And now I'm gonna get outside. It's like a little bit wet and foggy out, about 60 degrees, but it is supposed to get up to 80 today. So I wanna make sure I get in a nice walk before it gets too hot. I'm gonna call my mom while I'm on the walk. But if for whatever reason she doesn't pick up, which she will, she always picks up. If she doesn't pick up, I'm gonna listen to the audiobook for The Girl in the Spider's Web. And here's my walking outfit. I'm just wearing black leggings. These are from Everlane, they're super thin. I've got my fanny pack, my pretty orange fanny pack, pink t-shirt and a sweatshirt because I'm not really sure how hot it's gonna be out right now. But there's my outfit. Look at this fog. This is awesome. I love the fog. It's like creepy but cozy. but it's all gonna burn off eventually. It's super cloudy right now, but it's gonna get up to mid 90s tomorrow. It's crazy. I just got home from my walk, and in a twist, my mom was not available. She was busy running errands, so I didn't get to talk to her. So I got to listen to about an hour of my audiobook for The Girl in the Spider's Web. I'm really enjoying the book, although I'm not sure that I am paying attention as much as I should be. It's a very interesting book, but there's a lot going on all the time. Lots of characters, lots of crossing threads, very difficult to keep track of. But overall, I really like it. So I just got back to my apartment, and I think I'm gonna go right back out and keep listening to my audiobook. I wanted to go into the city for something this weekend, so I figured I should do that now, and I'm gonna go get myself Chipotle. I just got home with my Chipotle, so I'm very excited to dig into it. And the weather's warming up, so I'm gonna eat my Chipotle. I'm gonna call my mom, and then I'm gonna head up to the roof and bring They Never Learned, and hopefully the roof is chill and not a party right now, and hopefully it'll be a good spot to read. If not, it's not a big deal, but fingers crossed. I just got back up to the roof. I spent about 2 hours working on They Never Learn. I'm almost at the end right there. I'm on page 275 right now. I spent 2 hours on the roof. It's 3 o'clock now. It was really nice. It was getting kind of crowded, which was fine. It was like chill vibes until a pretty large group decided to start playing music, which they are totally fine to do. I just can't read while music is playing, which is fine. I was getting toasty anyways. I definitely have a nice tan line going here. So I came back in, took a 2-minute shower to get the sweat off. And now I want to update you on my progress on the book. So I don't want to spoil too many things. I feel like from my last check-in about the book, I feel like everything else is pretty spoily, but I really like where it's going. It's super gay sapphic vibes, which I love. I'm here for it. It's great. And I'm really excited to see where those vibes continue on to and how it ends. I have a few guesses about what's going to happen, but I can't say them without spoiling the book. So I think I'm going to spoil the book later on when I check in for the final time, but I'm really happy with it. And I'm wondering what else is going to happen in the book because there's only a teeny tiny bit left. Definitely going to finish it tonight at some time, but I'm really excited. I just finished They Never Learn, and I think I really liked it. If you like women, if you like sapphic, if you like to root for the bad guy, and if you hate men, this is the book for you. It's not going to be for everyone, but I really liked it. I really liked the way it concluded. It really kept me reading, especially the last few chapters. They got so short. It was like a page and a half, and you're just flipping perspectives back and forth. It was really interesting. I really liked the way Carly and Scarlett interact in the book. I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't think that's a spoiler. I really enjoyed it. I want to sit with it a little bit more before I give a rating, but I think I'm leaning towards 4 out of 5 stars. This is a book I will definitely be recommending to a few friends. I'm gonna spoil it right now, and I'm gonna put a little spoiler tag up until I'm done spoiling it. Spoilers start now. Okay, I was not expecting for Carly and Scarlett to be the same person. The twist right in the middle of the book is that Carly is Scarlett during her freshman year of college. The story of Carly is Scarlett's freshman year of college and is how she decided to go after these men in the first place. It's like her origin story coupled with where she's at now. So you see Scarlett as this accomplished woman professor who's killing all these bad guys. Then you see Carly who's like, oh, all these guys are wronging my life and I want to do something about it. And I think it's really cool to see that. It's like the villain and the villain's origin story together in a book. I love that format. I would read so many more books with that format. I really liked it. Ultimately, in the ending, there's like weirdness with Scarlett's TA. His name is Jasper, and they kind of like paint him to be weird and creepy. So I figured that Jasper was going to be something. Turns out Jasper is another weird, creepy guy, just like literally every other man in this book. Every single man is creepy except for the gay guys, which we love. We love vilifying straight men. You know, they're the worst. I really like the book. You should definitely pick it up. Now I just need to pick what to read next for Sunday. I don't know if I'll be filming anymore tonight, but I do know that my next book is going to be one of these 3, and I haven't decided yet. Good morning, Crusty Crew. It is 6:45 a.m. on a Sunday. I am sitting at my desk, got my liquids. I'm skipping the smoothie right now because I want to mess up my morning routine a little bit. It's going to get up to 90 degrees in Boston, which is abnormal for May. And I want to make sure I get outside today, but I don't think I'm going to want to do anything once it gets up to 90 degrees. So I'm going to front load all of my outdoor activities. As soon as I'm done recording and as soon as I'm done doing my morning pages, I'm going to go for a walk. And then hopefully pretty soon after I go for a walk, I'm going to go right up to the roof. I'm thinking I want to be at the roof from maybe like 9 to 11. I didn't actually read anything last night after I finished They Never Learn. So I haven't picked a new book yet, but I am leaning towards Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I'm about to go for a walk and I'm gonna listen to more of the audiobook for The Girl in the Spider's Web. I'm about 60% of the way through and I'm gonna update you on it right now. The main story is a detective story about Michael Blomkvist, who is an investigative journalist, and Elizabeth Salander, who is a hacker. They have a relationship that builds throughout the first 3 books. A lot of our exposition between those 2 characters is revealed in the first 3 books, so there's not much going on in this book. The basic plot is that there's a professor at a university who has developed this really super advanced AI software, and he's working on it night and day, and then suddenly the software gets stolen. And it's kind of a big deal that the software gets stolen, and he's kind of feeling a little threatened with his life. So he ends up working really closely with the police and a division of the police called SAPO, S-A-P-O, I forget what that stands for. But he's working with them and they're keeping him safe, and he's at his home one night and he kind of feels really uneasy. And so he ends up calling up Michael Blomkvist because he is Sweden's top investigative journalist. And so he calls up Blomkvist and he's like, hey, I want to tell you this story about my software that got stolen. I think you should be the person to tell this story. And so Blomkvist is like, great, I love that story. That's right up my alley. So he heads over to his house right as someone kills him and steals the software for a second time. So the gunman kills the professor, but he kills the professor right in front of his son. His son's name is August, and August is autistic and has never spoken to anyone. And the gunman knew that, so he didn't end up killing the son because he didn't want to kill a child. He felt bad about it. He was like, the son's autistic. He's never going to be able to tell anyone who I am or describe me, so I'm going to let him live. So the gunman leaves, but what he doesn't know is that the professor's autistic son, August, is actually a savant with fantastic drawing skills. So now the police are trying to coax August into drawing a potential image of the victim. I don't know if that's going to happen yet or not. But where we are in the book is that Blomkvist brings Lisbeth in on the story because when he meets August, he's like, wow, this kid really reminds me of Lisbeth, because Lisbeth is also autistic and is also a savant. It's just her skills are for hacking. So he meets August. He's like, wow, this kid's a lot like Lisbeth. Lisbeth should meet this kid. So he calls up Lisbeth, and Lisbeth's like, great, I'm going to protect this kid with my life, which is a little bit out of character for her, but if it's fine. It's interesting what's going on. The thrilling scenes have been really great. Lisbeth hacks into the police database, finds out that the gunman has police connections, and finds out that they are plotting to now kill August because now the gunman knows that August is a savant. And so Lisbeth takes it upon herself to stop it from happening. There's a very thrilling scene where Lisbeth comes right out of a car and grabs August and runs as the gunman is across the street, and it's really interesting, and that's where we are so far. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I can't wait for Blomkvist and Lisbeth to meet back up because I think the story is the best when they're together. I'm definitely leaving out some parts right now, but that is the basic part. There's like 20 side characters and they all get perspectives, and truthfully, it's very difficult to keep track of. But that's where I am right now, and I'll check back in after my walk. I just got back in from the roof and now I'm getting ready to put my makeup on because I want to film a few things for the rest of the day. So it's time to do that. I'm putting on my foundation first, even though I know I'm not supposed to because I don't care about the rules, but I wanted to update you on my progress in Finlay Donovan is Killing It, and I want to let you know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. So I spent 2 hours up on the roof and I read exactly 100 pages of Finlay Donovan is Killing It, and I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I was a little bit worried going in that it was going to be too like quirky, and I was just worried that the vibes wouldn't be quite what I wanted, but I like it so far. It's kind of similar to They Never Learn so far. I'm not really sure where it's going, but so far there are a few shitty men that Finlay Donovan is dealing with in her life, and she's killed one. What happened was she was in a Panera Bread, she had a meeting with her agent, and a woman overheard her talking about her book, which has a murder in the book, and the woman thought that Finlay Donovan was a hitman. So she hires her to kill her husband, and Finlay is kind of struggling with money, and so Finlay decides to do it, kind of accidentally, but she kills the man, and then as she's trying to get rid of the body, her ex-babysitter stumbles in because her ex-husband had just fired the babysitter, so her ex-babysitter comes to Finlay's house, catches her with the body, and is like, "What are you doing?" And Finlay explains the situation, and then the babysitter's like, "I'm down." So the babysitter helps her and then moves into her house in exchange for room and board and a percent of the $50,000 that the woman at the Panera offered. So I'm getting ready to film later. I haven't filmed the intro to this video yet, so I'm gonna film the intro to this video, and then I'm also going to film my favorite books video because I was looking at my Goodreads the other day and I only have 6 5-star book recommendations, a lot of 4 stars, but only 6 5 stars, and I really want to change that. So I'm trying to figure out where we can go next. I'm baking my face. I shouldn't be rubbing it in so much, but I'm baking my face because, again, I don't go in order. It really doesn't matter. I couldn't care less. And here's my basic look. It's really nothing fancy at all, and I'll figure out what I'm gonna put on my lips later when I'm ready to film. But right now I'm going to make an early lunch and I'm going to figure out the scripts for my videos. I haven't read any more since I last checked in, but I did film and edit my entire 5-star reads video, which I'm super excited about, and I posted it. I'm super excited about it, and I posted it as soon as I was done. And then when I finished, I went ahead and I put on the SNL season finale, which is right behind me, and I'm really bummed because I knew Pete Davidson was leaving, but I didn't know Kate McKinnon, Aidy Bryant, and also Kyle Mooney were all leaving too. So I'm really sad, and I guess we'll just have to see what SNL is gonna be like in the future seasons. But it was supposed to rain at about 3 o'clock and it never did. I just heard a few thunderclaps, but I don't think we're gonna get a full-fledged storm. The sky is still there's clouds there, but it's very bright, and it kind of started raining, like big drops, but it's already stopped after only a minute or two, and people are still out and about walking outside. So I have my fingers crossed hoping for a rainstorm because I would love to curl up with a murder mystery book with a thunderstorm, but I might just have to put the noise machine onto Thunderstorm instead. But I will check back in once I've read more of Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I'll probably pick it up a little bit before I go to bed, and then I will close out this weekend reading vlog. I was feeling really antsy after filming and editing and reading all day, so I decided to go for a second walk. Usually my walks are a 2-mile loop, but I didn't wear a bra with this tank top, and after a little bit, it was pretty clear that with the 90-degree heat outside, I was getting some under boob sweat, so I started getting self-conscious, so I turned around, but I did get to listen to about 15 to 20 minutes of The Girl in the Spider's Web audiobook. It's really picking up. I know I said that last time, but it is picking up. We're definitely building up to another little climactic point. But I am going to shower and do a bunch of self-care stuff, do a face mask. I'm thinking about taking a bath, but I probably won't. Oh! Did you hear that? That was a sporadic thunderclap. You probably can't hear it, but it's been weirdly thunderclapping all day. But no lightning, I don't think yet. So good to go outside. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've been reading Finlay Donovan is Killing It for not too long now. I only read 25 more pages, but I'm finding it hard to focus. I'm getting kind of sleepy, so I think I might finish for the night. I really like where the story is going. So Finlay got contracted to carry out a murder, and so she did the murder, and she just got paid $50,000, but now she's kind of feeling like there are missing elements, so she's trying to snoop around to figure out what she is missing. And there's also a love interest that she met at a bar, but she's very much lying to the love interest about everything. So I definitely feel some nice miscommunication coming on with that. But I think I'm done reading for this weekend. It's Sunday night. I'm getting ready to go to bed and getting up ready to teach on Monday morning. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to know my final thoughts on Finlay Donovan is Killing It, keep an eye out for my May wrap up. Thank you for watching.